I'm Cindy Bertram. Thanks for joining me today on Good Ship Happens. And yes, it's been a very, very exciting week this week in the cruise industry, of course, because Good Ship Happens, okay? Um, One thing that came up too is there's some new ships coming out. In fact, one that just debuted is a Brilliant Lady. That is Virgin Voyage's new ship. I'm still trying to find a video about that one too. It looked gorgeous. They've done some wonderful things with that ship too. And also what Virgin Voyage has just announced is they decided to go different type of pricing now. So I thought I would just share that real quick too, because once again, it's just something they're doing now too, as far as pricing. What they're going to do is, I think they've got, yeah, it's like they call it their new Virgin Voyages fare model, okay? It's, they're going to have, I think, like 3 tiers, okay? And they're launching this new fare model for bookings on October 7th with 3 different pricing tiers, which is great too. As far as breaking it down, I thought I'd share that real quick too, because they're not going to start that till October 7th, okay, for bookings on October 7th. They've got their base fare, and the base fare includes basic Wi-Fi for 1 device per guest and dining reservations beginning 15 days before the sailing, because what they do is on Virgin Voyages, they've got different restaurants on board. They don't have main dining rooms, cafes, things like that too. They have different really, really fantastic restaurants on board, which is great too. So what they're doing is, in this case, you make a reservation for dining 15 days before the sailing date too. So that's good enough too. And then as far as the base fare bookings, those are non-refundable and do not allow changes to the cabin, the date, or the names on the booking. The next tier they're launching is called their Essential Fare. This comes with classic Wi-Fi for 1 device per guest, and dining reservations can begin 45 days prior to the sailing date. Okay, and like I said, the bookings in this category, which is their Essential Fare, can actually give guests the option to change the dates of the cruise using a future voyage credit. They can also change the names of the booking for the 2nd through the 4th guest too. And the Premium Fare, their 3rd category, is actually their highest tier, but offers dining reservations that you make 60 days out, and also a first for guests in C tiers or lower category staterooms too. Each guest gets premium Wi-Fi for 2 devices, a bar tab, and access to a priority support line too. And like I said, they'll be sharing more about this too, okay, later on, because once again, they decided to go with these 3 different fares categories as far as their bookings now. They will start October, so keep it in mind too. And also, like I said, just they just want to make this easier for their guests to book their voyages with confidence too. So keep that in mind. Also, as mentioned, I'll share more about their new ship, which just came out, the Brilliant Lady. She looks gorgeous, but I'll share more about that later on, because she just actually debuted, which is great too. Because, like I said, it's really great. We've got all new ships coming up. In fact, one just got delivered today. Princess Cruises. Their new ship, the Star Princess, was officially delivered to Princess Cruises today, which is great. They had their handover ceremony, which was at the Fincantieri shipyard, and it's their 2nd fare class ship, but they just got it delivered today. Of course, she won't be sailing till later on, but once again, they did a celebratory handover ceremony at the Fincantieri shipyard in Italy, and the Star Princess is the 17th ship in Princess Cruises lineup of vessels worldwide. And like I said, the actual handover ceremony was attended by Gus Antorshaw. He's the president of Princess Cruises, also the Star Princess captain, and they've got the CEO, also managing director of Fincantieri, other people too. So it looks really, really fun that they did the handover today, which is great. And as far as more about their new ship, like I said, she's going to have she has 1,600 crew members on board. Okay. Also, as far as the ship itself, she was going to depart the shipyard and sail to Barcelona. I'd have her inaugural voyage, which is going to be an 11-day Western Mediterranean cruise departing on October 4th, okay? And then as far as the ship itself, it accommodates 4,300 guests, okay, and it's 177,800 ton ship too. It features 30 different district dining and bar venues, okay. It's got curated entertainment activities. Also, unique to the Star Princess and also the Sun Princess is their Sanctuary Collection, which is a private escape at sea to access to an exclusive restaurant, the Sanctuary Club. Also, their adults-only pool deck, and also they've got special created activities throughout the ship too. And it's got over 1,500 balcony staterooms. Guests can enjoy panoramic views, which is great from the privacy-owned rooms. They've got their standout venues include the Dome, which is a next-generation relaxation entertainment space. Also, it's got the Arena, and that's an architectural. Oh, and they've got their Piazza. The Arena actually is their theater. It's their most advanced theater yet. Also, the Piazza, which is their architectural centerpiece. The ship has got dramatic curves, floor-to-ceiling windows, which is great. Sweeping ocean views, ocean vistas, which is great too. And they got their Spellbound by Magic Castle, which is their captivating speakeasy experience, which is great too. And on October 4th, which is coming up next week, the Star Princess is going to debut the scenic Mediterranean sailing round trip from Barcelona before she goes across the Atlantic Ocean. And then she's going to start her season of Caribbean cruises from Fort Lauderdale on November 7th, which is great. And then following her Caribbean season, she's going to go through the Panama Canal, head through Wales to begin her inaugural Alaska season too. But just sounds like a beautiful ship. How fun. And adding new things to the ship too, but also great itineraries to think about too, because once again, they just did this upgrade, take over the ship today, and then she's going to be doing Mediterranean cruises right now, then go across the ocean, of course, and then start her Caribbean season from Fort Lauderdale on November 7th. But how fun is that? Isn't it great? I love it. But once again, it's just fun too, because the ship is called the Star Princess, and I've got one industry executive friend I know. He's going to be on their ship right now, and he just mentioned when he started his little post today, he said, exciting and new. Well, come on board. I'm expecting you. Because once again, remember that with Princess Cruises, they really built the cruise industry so much because of the TV show Love Boat 2, which is great. Where they actually filmed on a Princess cruise ship too, which is great too. So once again, exciting and new, the Star Princess. Okay, and she'll be debuting, of course, her Caribbean sailings November 7th, in case you don't want to jump on the Mediterranean cruises. But how fun to have another beautiful new ship too, which is great. I just think it's so exciting too. So yes, and we got more ships coming out too later on. Another one, of course, is the Celebrity Excel is coming out later on in November too. I'll share more about that later too. Something else that's kind of fun too is we've got actually, with MSC Cruises, I had a chance to be on the naming ceremony of their new ship, the MSC World America, back in April, which is great. And they Drew Barrymore, the actress, christened the ship, which is great. And they also instead of just talking about a vacation, they decided to change their tagline to Timed Holiday, which is great too. But once again, what they do is with MSC Cruises, most of their ships, they have it's called their MSC Yacht Club, okay? I had a chance to sail on Divina back around 2014 or 15. I got upgraded to the MSC Yacht Club. It's beautiful. It's a ship-within-ship concept, and it's beautiful. You have your own private area, private balcony suites. You've got your butler, private restaurant, private pool area on the top deck. Everything gorgeous, and they've added that on their other ships too. And what they're doing now too is their one ship, the MSC Poesia, is going to get a yacht club on board too. The MSC Poesia is going to be doing some updates, and she's going to be sailing for Alaska debut in 2026. But what they did too is, before she sails to Alaska in 2026, they're doing an update. MSC Cruises just announced this, but they're actually going to be adding 63 MSC Club suites, complete with 24-hour butler service, concierge services, plus a butcher's cut steakhouse and sports bar too. And also, in the refurbishment on their MSC Posia, it's going to have the largest in MSC histories. They're going to refresh the spa and the gym too. And the new suites will actually span 5 different categories, including balconies and connecting rooms. Also, there's a 2-room grand suite with a spacious balcony. Also, royal suite with a private whirlpool. Also, 840 square foot terrace with an outdoor shower. Outdoor shower. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? I mean, I know you're going to be closed up, but so people can't look in to see that you're taking a shower, but it looks really cool, doesn't it? I'll find out about that too. Also, as far as the MSC Yacht Club, they have access to their own private restaurant with some there service. They have their own lounge, sun deck, hot tubs, an outdoor bar and grill, complimentary in-room mini bars, and 24-hour room service. Also, there's a new private sun deck with cabanas, bar and grill, and like I said, the 2 hot tubs. Also, new top sail lounge with floor-to-ceiling walls with live music too. And I'll tell you what, their top sail lounge is gorgeous. I had a chance to see the MSC Yacht Club when I was in World America. Beautiful. And they've expanded to, which is great too. Also, what they've done too is they've revamped their MSC Aurora Spa. It's going to have an ocean view sauna, 2 steam rooms, a salt room. Also, they've got emotional showers. Gotta check that out too. Also, the MSC gym is powered by technology, which includes a yoga room, jogging track, and also basketball and tennis courts too. And the MSC Posia, as far as where she's going to be sailing, she was going to be renovated before she starts Alaska sailings in 2026 next year. But she'll be sailing to Alaska for the first time ever through September 2026 on 7-night itineraries from Seattle to Ketchikan, Icy Stray Point, Juneau, and Victoria, British Columbia. But that sounds absolutely phenomenal too. I'm so glad that they're actually putting the MSC Yacht Club in the MSC Posia. And of course, winter, as far as her sailings with the Posia, she'll be sailing in Caribbean and Central America, round trip from Miami to Jamaica, Colombia, Costa Rica, Aruba, Curacao, and Belize, as well as the Panama Canal transits between Seattle and Miami. So that's really great too. So keep it in mind, because once again, with MSC Cruises, they actually have 23 different ships offering itineraries across 100 different countries. And with MSC Cruises, what they do is they're family owned, okay? The parent company is actually headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. They're family owned, privately owned. And MSC Cruises is actually the 3rd largest cruise line and also the market leader in Europe too. And what's great too is with MSC Cruises, they actually have the parent company, MSC Cruises Group, has their Explorer Journeys, which is their luxury cruise line, which is great. Also, the MSC Foundation, and also they've got their main company originally when they first started, before they got into the cruise industry, was actually their container shipping company too. So, once again, just great news that in addition to having new ships coming out too, as mentioned, the World America was absolutely phenomenal. Beautiful ship. What they do is with MSC Cruises, with their sailings that sail to the Caribbean, they make a stop at their private out island, Ocean Cay MSC Marine Reserve. I've been there now twice. It is the most beautiful island in the world. It's not a party island. They've got, the beaches are gorgeous. The sand is gorgeous. And that's where they actually built their Marine Conservatory too. I was there at the christening, so they opened the Marine Conservatory. They're building coral reef trees, which is great, and just phenomenal experience that they provide too. So keep in mind too, because once again, I love Alaska. I want to go back there too. I actually took an Alaska cruise about 1997. It was an amazing wake-up experience in my life too. But once again, with the MSC Posia, what they're doing, renovating the ship, and they're going to be adding their MSC Yacht which is great. So keep it in mind too, because she's going to be sailing to Alaska next year, 2026. Okay. Something else that's kind of fun too is this is a cruise line you might not have heard of before, but it's actually Riviera. What Riviera did is they changed their brand name this year, 7 months ago, to Riviera Travel. Okay. What they did was they decided to rebrand it in January this year. Instead of just having the company's River Cruise Line business, they put it under one brand identity. So what they've done is the company name is called Riviera Travel, and what they do is they open their office in Fort Lauderdale. They expanded their sales team, and also what they did was they're really going into the U.S. North America market too. So they've been on this year. They've actually strengthened their presence in North America this year, and like I said, their Fort Lauderdale office makes Riviera the only global river cruise line to really have East Coast headquarters too. Also, they've got their new website, and they've got digital training for travel advisors too. Also, on board this year, they've been updating. They got a new Superior Drinks package, which is available during lunch and from 6 p.m. to midnight, offering local wine, beer, evening cocktails for the day, as well as house spirits and mixers. Also, the brand has launched all-inclusive drinks package, available from 10 a.m. to midnight on 2026 sailings, which is great. And once again, too, is like I said, they're really doing some new programs. Also, as mentioned, this just was announced this week. Okay, they've got River Cruise Line ships, which is great. And as mentioned too, is they rebranded it, so it's Riviera Travel, not Riviera River Cruises. Okay, but with the travel, it really embraces what they're doing too. They just announced September 23rd this week plans for the world's first cruise ship exclusively serving solo travelers. Okay, the ship is their MSC George Elliott, and she will begin her dedicated solo adventures departures in June 2027, sailing on the Danube, the Rhine, and the Moselle rivers too. But how fun! Have one ship just dedicated to solo travelers. That's starting on June 20th, 2027 on the MSC George Elliott and sailing on the Danube, Rhine, and Moselle rivers. Okay, and the Stuart Milan, who's the president of North America for Riviera Travel, mentioned is Riviera Travel. We are passionate about evolution and innovation, and it's demonstrated through our 40-year plus history to launch this kind of a program. It's a prime example of the way we really continue to adapt our business to really fit the changing needs of travelers too. And our solo river cruises are among our most popular itineraries anyway, so with the growing demand, they decided they wanted to dedicate an entire ship to this. Okay, with Riviera, what they did was they actually introduced solo land tours in 2017 and added solo river cruises in 2018. And currently, Riviera Travel operates more than 20 dedicated solo departures annually, primarily in the spring and the fall. And what's great too is all travelers receive private cabins without single supplements. And a bit more too is, like I said, they're going to offer on the MSC George Elliott. She'll be offering four seven-night cruises. They've got their Blue Danube for solo travelers, their Rhine cruise to Switzerland for solo travelers, their Rhine and Moselle for solo travelers, and their Rhine, Strasbourg, and Heidelberg for solo travelers. As far as the ship itself, the MSC George Elliott, she accommodates 68 solo travelers, significantly less than its original 140 guest capacity. And this really provides great crew to guest ratios of one crew member per two guests. The ship also features communal spaces, including a lounge, a bar, a sun deck, and 83% of the cabins include French balconies. Also, programming includes welcome dinners, cocktail receptions, daily entertainment designed to really facilitate connections among passengers. It's got all-inclusive pricing, so it covers excursions, meals, all-day drink package with no single supplements or additional fees too. So it really is a great thing they're doing too. And the president, Mr. Milan mentioned with this announcement, we are proud to take the next step with redefining solo traveler and to offer an all-new luxury river cruise experience too. Each sailing includes a dedicated cruise director, hotel manager, plus daily excursions that are led by local guides, and that's really fantastic too. Also, the ship's reduced capacity, just counted 68 solo travelers, not 140 guests, really creates what the company describes as an exclusive atmosphere, maintaining Riviera Travel service standards too. And reservations for the 2027 solo sailings on board the MSC George Elliott are currently available. So keep in mind too, and the dedicated solo model allows travelers to choose sailing dates during peak river cruise season, other times throughout the year too, expanding options beyond the company's current spring and fall focus for solo travelers too. So I think that's really kind of fun that they're doing this, and as mentioned, they just announced this week too. And what's great too is having actually just rebranded themselves at the beginning of the year, they mentioned that they've actually reported over 100% year-over-year growth, just more than doubling their 2024 passenger numbers, just 7 months after they rebranded from Riviera River Cruises too. So once again, it's ultra-premium, but once again, keep in mind too, because I really think what they're doing is launching their first dedicated solo cruise ship. That's something other cruise lines don't necessarily do. They actually have solo travelers scheduled for that too, but once again, I think they're really the first cruise line that's actually doing a ship dedicated just to solo travelers. And the ship is called the MSC George Elliott, She's going to start her dedicated solo departures in June 2027, sailing on the Danube, the Rhine, and the Moselle rivers, And also as mentioned too is a few things I mentioned before too, as far as the capacity is mentioned, it's just going to have 68 solo travelers on board, And also, like I said, 83% of the cabins will include French balconies. And their programming, of course, includes cocktail receptions, daily entertainment. The pricing is all-inclusive, which is great because, once again, too, is there are no single supplements. Also, they've got dedicated cruise director, hotel manager, plus daily excursions led by local guides, which is great, too. So, once again, keep it in mind because, once again, this is really interesting that they're dedicating a solo ship model for guests who want to maybe travel by themselves too. But once again, the ship is called the MSC George Elliott. Bookings are available right now. She's going to start sailing on these sailings starting in June 2027. So keep in mind too, that's really a fun update, isn't it? Because another good example of how cruise lines really adapt, I think, to what the needs are, really, more than ever. Something else too is Carnival. They just announced some new itineraries, deployments, which is really fun. This just came up too this week earlier. They just revealed details for their 2027 and 2028 deployments, announcing new sailings from 3 different home ports. They've got Long Beach, California, Norfolk, Virginia, and Baltimore, Maryland. And what they're doing too is this expansion also includes their first dedicated Hawaii cruise series and ship repositioning moves too. As far as the ship, the Carnival Legend is going to reposition to Long Beach seasonally from October 2027 through April 2028, marking Carnival's inaugural dedicated Hawaii cruise program. The Spirit class will operate 14-day Carnival Journeys cruises to Hawaii, and they will actually do port calls that include Honolulu, Maui, Kauai, Hilo, and Kona, plus a stop at Ensenada, Mexico. And they've got 10 Hawaii sailings available for booking between October 27 and also March 2028. As far as the ship, the Carnival Legend, she accommodates 2,134 guests. She'll also be offering 6 and 8-day Mexican Riviera cruises visiting Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, Cabo San Lucas, La Paz, and Ensenada. And the Carnival Freedom is going to transfer from Port Canaveral to Norfolk in May 2027. She's going to be beginning her 15-day Carnival journey cruise through Southern Caribbean, which includes stops in Aruba, Curacao, Grenada, Barbados, St. Lucia, Antigua, St. Martin, and St. Thomas. And then the ship will arrive in Norfolk on May 27, 2027. As far as those ports that I mentioned too, they include, those are some of those beautiful ports in the world. They're gorgeous. I mean, I love them. I love all these. I've been there several times. They're beautiful too. And then from Norfolk, their Conquest class ship will operate 6-day Bahama cruises. Calling on Celebration Key, that's their private outline, which they just opened up earlier this year. Nassau and Bimini, also 6-day Bermuda cruises with 2 days on the island. Bermuda's gorgeous. I've been there, and they got pink sand beaches, and they are pink sand beaches, okay? And what they're doing too is it's going to visit various combinations of places too, which is great too. But how fun that they're going to be offering some cruises to Bahamas, also Bermuda cruises too. And the Bermuda cruises will include 3 days in Bermuda too. Also, the extended Carnival journeys, voyages of 9, 12, and 14 days will visit Caribbean destinations including Aruba, Curacao, Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Antigua, Tortola, and Martinique. And then they got their Spirit class ship, the Carnival Pride, launched Carnival's first year-round cruise program from Baltimore more than 20 years ago. It's Carnival Pride. She accommodates 2,134 guests, Spirit class ship, and what's really fun too is as far as the updates for 2027 through 2028, it really represents great pieces of their strategy to deliver more fun experiences that only Carnival can offer. And Christine Duffy, the president of Carnival Cruise Line, mentioned, with fun on the move, yes, because they're the fun ships, we're creating new options, a newer ship for Norfolk, a new series dedicated to Hawaii sailings from Long Beach. They're both examples of what we're really doing too. We're continuing our commitments to all our home ports, and the Carnival Pride's year-round deployment in Baltimore is a testament to that too. And then from Baltimore to Norfolk and Long Beach, we really want to bring guests to more opportunities that depart closer to home that really feature incredible destinations too. But how fun that they're doing that too. I think that's great too. How fun, isn't it? It's great. Yes. Something else too is, I talked about Norwegian Cruise Line. Their new ship just came out this summer earlier. But also what they've done too is they've been doing some updates. They're going to be enhancing their private island. It's called Great Stirrup Cay. It's their private island destination. In fact, with Great Stirrup Cay and Norwegian Cruise Line, they were the very first cruise line that actually had their own private out island years ago. They've added more to it. I've been there several times. It's gorgeous, but now they're doing some updates now too. They mentioned, they just did some reason what they're doing too is there's a great interview with John Terneski. He's the Senior Vice President of North American Sales for Norwegian Cruise Line. And he just kind of shares some things too, which are great too. And as mentioned, as far as what else is on the horizon, of course, the upcoming Norwegian Luna and home port sailings from San Diego, California. But also what's great too is they're going to have new attractions there. They're going to have their Great Life Lagoon, which is a 28,000 square foot heated pool. Yes, a heated pool. And Hammock Bay. And the addition of thrilling activities including their Great Tides Water Park, cliffside jumps, and the Dynamic River, which have been received very positively too. And as mentioned, it's so good what they're doing as far as keeping people excited. What they're doing is with the Great Stirrup Cay. As far as more about the island, what they're doing too is they're really focusing on enhancing the guest experience at Great Stirrup Cay. It's gorgeous. They added more since they first started years and years ago, but once again too, they mentioned most of what they're offering, adding to the island, is going to be complimentary, including their new pool, Horizon Pool, Splash Harbor, and Hammock Bay. As mentioned, there's going to be a charge for their Great Tides Water Park, the Jet Carts, and the Vibe Shore Club. And also, they're still evaluating some fees, the structure for these experiences too. Once again, too, is Great Stirrup Cay is gorgeous, and once again, too, it's going to be really adding more too. And also, they got more things coming up for Norwegian Cruise Line. And they can't wait to welcome their new ship next year, the Norwegian Luna, in 2026. That's a sister ship to their Norwegian Aqua, which just debuted this summer. It was great. I wrote about it. But how fun too, because once again, new ships coming out, plus they're doing updates on their private out island, which is great, adding more. And how fun that most of what they're offering is going to be complimentary too, but how fun that they're actually offering, they're, that, I love it, the Great Life Lagoon. It's a 28,000 square foot heated pool. Fun. And Hammock Bay, which is great too. Plus they got some swimming activities too, but once again, keep it in mind because Norwegian Cruise Line goes different places too. And as far as the, like I said, the Norwegian Aqua, Norwegian Luna, that's their new ship going out next year, okay. She'll have all the activities that stand-up amenities they have on their other ships, including their Aqua Slide Coaster, which is the longest and fastest slides at sea. They've got their Glow Court, which is a digital-led sports arena. They got their Aqua Games Zone, a multi-generational gaming venue filled with retro arcade games, also a new age virtual reality experiences and more. And once again, they're really excited about having their new Fun at Sea cruises in the Caribbean, Bahamas, and Mexican Riviera. And like I said, it's great too because the fun thing is with 11 convenient home ports sailing to the Caribbean, they really offer some great flexibility too. And as mentioned, Norwegian Cruise Line has been also increasing their capacity in the Mexican Riviera by adding San Diego as a home port, which is great too. So that complements their existing West Coast home port of Los Angeles and offers some opportunities for residents of California and folks from Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico and Nevada who may prefer to drive. Also, their Bahama cruises are great. They're short getaways, but also, like I said, it's great because they go to their their private outline, and the updates they're doing sound phenomenal too. So I'll show about that later too when I find out more too about that too. As mentioned, I talked about the Princess Cruises. How fun! Because like I said, their new ship, the Star Princess, they just acquired it today over in Italy. Okay, and what they're doing too is, as mentioned, it's great. They're doing too, and like I said, the ship accommodates 4,300 guests, and it's a sister ship to their Sun Princess. But it's great too, because once again, too is on the Star Princess and also Sun Princess and Conventions. They've got their Sanctuary collection, which is an elevated private escape at sea with access to an exclusive restaurant called the Sanctuary Club. Also got their adults only pool deck, and also curated areas too. And they got over 1,500 balcony staterooms, so guests can really enjoy the panoramic views with the privacy on the rooms too. And once again, too, is people not realize it, but once again, being able to have balcony staterooms is just a critical part of cruising today more than ever. They've added more because once again, you can see beautiful ocean views too from your balcony stateroom too, which is great too. And as mentioned, they've got their most advanced theater yet, which is called the Arena, and also the Piazza, which is their centerpiece of the ship to architectural centerpiece. Has dramatic curves, also the floor-to-ceiling windows too, sweeping ocean vistas too, and I think it's kind of fun too because once again, they've got their Spellbound by Magic Castle, which is a captivating speakeasy experience from the collection with the famed Hollywood icon, the Magic Castle too. As mentioned too, right now the Princess ship is going to be debuting Scenic Mediterranean on October 4th next week, and she'll be sailing round trip from Barcelona before she crosses the Atlantic Ocean, and then she'll start her Caribbean cruises, debuting November 7th of this year from Fort Lauderdale too. And then once again, when she finishes her Caribbean season, which will be in the spring, she'll be sailing through the Panama Canal, heading west to begin her inaugural Alaska season too. So keep in mind too, because that's really, I think, a fun thing to share too. Because once again, Princess Cruises is really known as being the Love Boat, yes, and they're the most iconic brand that really delivers dream vacations to people every year with great destinations. And once again, they offer sailings to different places in the world. Of course, the Caribbean, Alaska, Panama Canal, um, Europe, South America, Australia, New Zealand. They've got South Pacific, Hawaii, Asia, Canada, New England, Antarctica. And also, once again, too, they do Alaska cruises too, which is gorgeous too. And also, they're they're known for being the love boat too, but it's really great too. So keep in mind too, because once again, the Star Princess will actually debut in the U.S. sailing from Fort Lauderdale this fall too. So keep it in mind too. But how fun! Something else that's really fun too is, mentioned that cruise lines have really been expanding where they sail from, and a lot of good things they're doing too. Because once again, too, how fun that you've got cruise lines sailing from Baltimore, of course, and another area, of course, is been growing too is Galveston, which is great. And another one, of course, we've got ships that sail to Alaska from Seattle as well as just Vancouver, which is great too. And I think it's really fun too, because once again, too, it's just a lot of choices out there too, as far as what you want to do too, and where you want to go too. It's really fun too. But also, as mentioned, another cruise line that's going to be start to sail from Galveston is MSC Cruises, and they're going to do that this fall. That's really, really, I think, kind of fun too. So let me share more about that too. It's kind of fun too, because like I said, MSC Cruises is going to start sailing from Galveston this fall. Okay, and let me check real quick on a detail here. It's really fun too. It's like I said, they're right there. It's just a beautiful ship, and I think it's a seashore. Let me see it real quick too. I have to check some details too, because once again, she actually debuted a couple years ago, and it's their Seaside class ship. Okay, and she has been sailing primarily from Port Canaveral to the Bahamas, which is great. And let me check here real quick too. I think that's the one that's going to be sailing out of Galveston this fall. Let me check real quick first. Okay, give me 1 minute here too to check here too. Because once again, Galveston, Texas is about an hour away from Houston. Okay, but it's a place that cruise lines just started having ships sail from. I know Carnival's been doing that too. And like I said, they just made this announcement with the MSC ship. Let me check the name too real quick here too. This fall. Because once again, a lot of people like to drive to maybe a port too, or where the port where the which is going to depart from too. Let me check here real quick as far as the facts here. Too. It's really great. They're doing too. It's the I think it's the Seascape. Yes, let me check here too. Seascape. Yes. Yep, I think it's the Seascape. It's going to be sailing actually from Galveston this fall. Okay, and what's great too, because once again, it's just with Galveston. It's been our way from the Houston airport. Okay. But that's good too. And how fun to be able to have different choices like that too. And also what came up too earlier this week is actually, people don't know, but they're actually, cruise lines have a President's Cruise every year. They all do it, okay? I know that recently Scenic Group had their President's Cruise. Ken Mascot is President Scenic Cruises USA. Scenic Group USA just did his President's Cruise. And recently, what's fun too is Royal Caribbean did their President's Cruise with Michael Bailey, the president of Royal Caribbean. And looks like it was such a great thing to do too. And once again, he's such an energetic person. I think it was a 4-night cruise, and they went to their private outline, which is great too. And like I said, remember that with Royal Caribbean, of course, they're the ones that actually have the chief dog officers on 2 of their ships. Yes, they've got Rover and Sailor.
Cool. So we're ready to see that video to close out the show.
Yes.
All right. So we're ready to play that video that you sent me on Facebook to close out the show. So let me pull both you and me off, and it will show this video.
Thank you.
So this is day 3 of the President's Cruise on board the unbelievable Utopia of the Seas. Today we're at Perfect Day at Coco Cay, my favorite destination on planet Earth. It's been amazing. The weather is fantastic. It's been an incredible few days. It's wonderful to interact with all of our loyalty guests, Pinnacle, Diamond Plus, Diamond. It's just a joy. You get lots of great feedback, and it's a lot of fun. We went to Oasis Lagoon, and the Championator showed up, so we had a blast at Oasis Lagoon. It was a lot of fun. Then we went over to Hideaway and had a really big party because DJ Revrun and DJ Ruckus were there. Those guys are incredible. They get the party really started. Between their whole entertainment and me with my Championator gun, and we had a blast. It was just great.